Hello. Random video. I know. I just thought I would share that this Ocarina of Time Goron Tunic Link cosplay is done. Woo! So, I just thought I'd do a debrief. I don't actually have all the stuff yet. My sword, my master sword that I painted, is getting coated, so we're waiting for that to dry because we don't want the paint to come off. So, I guess first things first. This is the red tunic from Ocarina of Time. I don't have elf ears, so that's kind of sad, but I'll make do. Got the hat. I decided that I didn't need a wig because I'm already blonde. But I decided against doing, like, you know, an Ocarina of Time Link-esque center parting, because while I can do it, I just don't really like it that much, and I prefer the kind of Skyward Sword hairstyle, kinda. Okay, so I found this old white shirt, and I basically, it used to be wide. I got some black yarn, and I basically just really amateurly stitched that up, so it's got little things on the end, and to make it look like his. The collars are a nice touch. Since this is an Ocarina of Time cosplay, but it's not entirely 100% accurate, I didn't follow all the rules. I'm bending over, sorry, hang on. So, I just did whatever. And I have a nice little gold pattern. Little, a plastic Triforce necklace. Very shiny. It's actually pretty cool, because when it catches the light, it, like, makes a Triforce on whatever the wall is, and on your hand. References! So, yeah, I got these, just some, basically, these are just old lady, walkabout in the park kind of gloves. They even have, like, little flower embroidery, I'm not sure if you can see. And I basically just cut the fingers off, and, they used to smell really bad of, like, flowery perfume, and I'm glad I got rid of that. Mostly. So, yeah, I have gloves that smell like old lady. But they look pretty good to me. I know he has proper gauntlet bracer things, but I didn't have enough time to make those. Since this is actually a prototype for a costume I'm going to be remaking for a competition in October. I'm going to be remaking it in green because it's, more well known, and I don't know, I like the green one better, to be honest. The reason that I made the prototype in red is because we're actually having a house event at my school, like an athletics day thing. And mine is the red house, Melrose. So I figured people are dressing up. Red's kind of tricky to dress up for. So I was, something that hasn't been done before, like cheerleaders and Elmo. So I thought it would be a good idea. I was like, I must go as this. No one's gonna know who I am, because honestly, that is the downside of going to an all-girls school. There might be like 2 people that know who I am, if I'm lucky. They might not even tell me. So, not doing it for them, doing it more for myself, which is fine. So yeah, I've got just a man belt. Much too big for me. And just, done that round the back. And basically what I'm going to do is when I make my final costume later on in October, I'm just going to make a wooden Hylian shield, and I'm just going to put a loop through it, and then I'm going to be able to strap it to the back. So I'm probably not going to carry it around, because it'll get really heavy and hot, and I'm already kind of dying in this. I mean, it's summer right now. I mean, it should be okay in Armageddon, which is the convention I'm going to. It's called Armageddon. But for this athletics day thing, I'm literally, like, on my knees praying for, like, a coldish day, because we're in the middle of summer. I'm wearing, like, 5 layers. Not 5 layers, but it's not light. 2 layers. Onward. Shall move this. So next we just have a belt. It's all good. I actually got one of those satchel handbag things, and I, basically just tied it up. around here and did a little knot thing. And I thought this loop could actually just be how I carry the Master Sword, just because it's easy. And this, in the convention, is just going to be for, like, my money, my rupees, and I might actually cut out some paper rupees and just throw them at people and make it rain, you know? Might be fun. But it also has another use, which is really hard to get out. Excuse me. This thing! Woo! So I have the Ocarina of Time replica that I got for Christmas, and it is amazing, and I love it. And wearing it around my neck's fine, but when you're in a convention, most of the time, the ones that I go to, walking is like heavy traffic. There are some places that are fine, you can walk about, but the main pathways, which you need to use quite often, are just like squished of people, and I'd hate this to drop, anything for it to just, anything to happen to this, I would just be so sad. But it should be fine in here. I might even put tissue in for, like, safe measure, because, you know. I need to work on that. Since it's a competition, or as they call the cosplay parade, I'm actually debating whether I enter the competition, because there's two things. There's the parade, which is kind of like you sign up beforehand, and then you basically go on stage, and the MCs ask you a couple questions, and you answer in character, which would be a bit tricky considering I'm Link. But I figure I'll just make some noises, and then I'll be like, just kidding. Pretend I can talk. He can, probably. He's just never said anything. Sorry, all the people whose headcanon was that he was mute. If he was mute, I don't think he could scream. Moving on. It's basically it, just long sleeves. I can't show you the sword right now. I will get to showing you guys the sword when it's dry. And for the full costume, I'll just see if I can get this camera to work, because I have to do this with my dumb computer camera. So this is like the length. I'm actually quite short. Can't tell by the sofa. This is a really low sofa. So, I've just got white tights, boots. That's it, really. It's kind of bad that I'm, like, fangirling over a picture of myself, but hey! That's what happens when you're in fandoms. Don't cosplay. It's bad. It'll haunt your nightmares. So what is this adding to the list of things that I've gone to this Armageddon convention is? It's the only convention that is relatively convention-y in New Zealand. It goes around all of New Zealand, but it sucks. Not the convention. The convention's good. It sucks that it's the only one. I'm jealous of you people in America. You get like 50. I don't even know where they come from. You've just got all these random ones. Even Australia gets more than us. We're supposed to be better than them, okay? New Zealand? Pretty good country. We have funny accents. And lots of sheep. So, adding to my list, the first time I ever cosplayed was 3 years ago, and I did a sort of what do you call it? A closet cosplay? You know, just that stuff you find in your house, of the Scout, blue team, from TF2. Let me just tell you something. Bandaging your, like, entire wrist and hands and wearing long socks over thermal track pants in a massive warehouse full of people, not the best idea. It's not fun. Ugh, war flashbacks. Second year, I went to Armageddon. I've gone 3 years now. Second year, I went to Armageddon, I did No Face, or Kaunashi, I think it's from Spirited Away. You know, the big black ghost thing with the mask that eats everyone and throws gold at people. So I had 2 layers for that one. I just had lots of black fabric, it was really drapey, and I made a papier-mâché mask, and I had long black gloves, and I had like a little pouch hidden inside the costume filled with gold beads, and I would literally just get handfuls of them from like inside my costume and just hand them to people silently. And everyone would always be like, no, no thank you. But the people who didn't, you know, they didn't know me or they were just daring, they would take a bead, and if they took a bead, then I'd sort of, you know, like, jolt at them to scare them, you know, that kind of thing, but with a mask. Anyway, continuing the slightly creepy theme that I seem to have been interested in last year, I was low on time and low on budget, so I decided to go as Jeff the Killer. In my third year, I basically got a black wig, chopped it up like crazy, found a white hoodie and just jeans and sneakers, and I got some liquid-y latex stuff and made the scar and did all this face makeup, and it was terrifying. Terrifying. I think people, I was kind of disappointed, because normally when I do these cosplays, I constantly, especially the no-face one, constantly have people coming up to me and going, "Can I get a photo? Whoa!" And I was like, this is the closest I'll ever be to being popular. So, that didn't happen last year, and I was kind of disappointed, and I was like, you know what? I think people did know who I was. I think they were just too scared to talk to me, because I looked in the mirror before I left, and I was like, whoa, this doesn't look anything like me, okay? I did a pretty good job on the makeup. And I had never used latex before, of any kind. And let me just give some advice for people who've never used it. I don't know what other latex is like, but this latex smelled of fish and ammonia really bad. Okay? You sniffed that, like, for a second, and you felt like passing out. It was that bad. That on your face. Close to your nose. Can you just imagine how I suffered for cosplay? But that's okay, because I got used to it, and I didn't realize it was there by the end of the day. I wanted to go to the competition that year, and I didn't pre-sign up, and I didn't think you had to, which was dumb of me, so I didn't. I basically turned up and I was like, yeah, waited 2 hours, where's the party? And they were like, you didn't sign up, sorry. And I was like, well, I'm going home then. Mousy! You have so many cats. I shall get the cat. Come here. She won't get... Okay, the cat does not want to be hugged right now. Just kidding, surprise attack. Surprise attack. Oh, I got her. This is Mouse, the cat. Say hi. Let me go, she's crazy. I am crazy. I talk to cats like Savan does with Kristoff, or the other way around, if you like. And this is getting way too long, and I'm not going to bother editing it. So, that is all. I'll probably put some pictures of the Master Sword up on the blog another time. Yeah. Thanks for watching, and bye.